Hello, my name is Voya and welcome to My Deep Guide. Today is another Remarkable 2 video, and this time I'm going to be addressing what I mentioned in the previous Remarkable 2 video when I was talking about the state of it after 6 months after release. In that video I mentioned that there are some things that I really feel that would have to become a part of the Remarkable platform for it to be an improved experience and something to actually keep it competitive, because it's starting to not be competitive at this point, and it can be so easily. And I want to stress out again, I don't want the platform and the simplicity and the distraction free mindset of the device and the platform to change. Not at all. I love that aspect, but I do want it to become a fully functional, operational, note-taking tool, which it's supposed to be. So these are the things that I think would be the highest priority for the Remarkable platform to actually become much better. And some of these are incredibly easy to implement and would actually benefit the user base and the company tremendously. The first one absolutely for me has to be the option of filtering the jagged lines. So the company said, we don't consider this a priority. Okay, fine, but sufficient number of users does find it a priority and actually finds it as one of the main detriments to actually not use the device or return it. As such, wouldn't it make sense to implement a fix similar to Funky's jagged line fix? Add an option, filter or smooth lines or smoothen out the lines, or call it what you will. Give us an option in the settings to switch it on. Yes, it will slow it down to 30-40 milliseconds, but it's going to be my personal choice as a user to make that balance between I care about the jagged lines and I don't mind having it a little bit slower but smoother, or the other side of the users who say I really don't care about the jagged lines, they don't bother me, but I really do want it to be fast. I don't see a single argument that could justify not letting the users and not letting the platform choose their own experience as far as something like this fundamentally important goes, which is the writing quality of the device. The second thing for me would be custom templates. I mean, this is self-explanatory. This is completely baffling to me that for 3.5 years, this platform is artificially binding the users or forcing them to buy third-party products that are hack solutions that bring instability to the device and that actually require you to reinstall all of your templates after every factory update. To artificially force your users to do something like that, I absolutely cannot find a single justification for why that would be a case. There's only one, and I refuse to accept it because it requires a lot of negative kind of assumptions. But the only aspect where this would make sense if somehow in the future they're planning to have subscription models and maybe they want to have the ability of purchasing templates or having an unlocked template section so that you can upload your templates, that maybe if you have this subscription plan that you are able to upload your own templates onto the device and to the platforms, then only then it would make sense to actually lock something as simple as this down. But at this point, I absolutely refuse to believe that that is the case. Just unlock the templates, let the users have their own experience, and maybe look at that, like add creating your custom templates in your desktop or web interface. Imagine that. Now, wouldn't that actually bring people around something to share templates and to be together and actually form a community? That would be a brilliant thing for the product. Think about that. Third thing has been present again for 3.5 years. No ability to bookmark your documents and books. How can you call yourself a reader if you cannot bookmark a document? And for that matter, why not have the ability to bookmark pages in notebooks as well? I mean, if you are a student and you're using this to take your notes, or you're a therapist and you're using this to have a notebook per patient and you take your notes, shouldn't you have the ability to flip back easily and reference to some of the notes back to the date or whatever? Some basic usability for the notebooks to make it usable. Even on physical notebooks, you would have the ability to earmark the pages or put little post-its that stick to the side so that you can reference back to those notebooks. But if you are a notebook replacement, which you are primarily supposed to be, and you don't have that functionality, well, then that's a big problem. And there are so many other things that this device and this platform would absolutely have to have as a notebook replacement tool. So, notebook bookmarks, creation of your notebook table of contents, similarly to what Supernote can do, because that's even better than bookmarks. Then you don't need bookmarks because you just make your own chapters and then you have a table of contents in your notebook. It's such an obvious thing that I have no idea why wouldn't it be implemented already. And of course, searchable notes. That's something that Books platform, on the other hand, has, and Remarkable 2 does have the ability to convert your handwritten notes to text. So why not have the ability to search your handwritten notes and find the references that you're looking for? And then we have the other side of the coin, which is the platform itself. So the device is still not recognizable as a normal USB device when you plug it in via the USB to your computer, which is okay, bad, but there is the USB over IP functionality. Cool, yeah? No, because the USB over IP web interface, the state of that USB user interface, the experience, it just has to be remade from scratch because currently it's awful. That's your only way to actually hook up to the device without going onto the cloud. And we're talking about 3.5 years. That is inexcusable. Same thing, but even worse, is the mobile app. The mobile app has received some updates here and there, but honestly, the state of that app just as an app is... yeah, that would be indie. I think he said it all. It's just wow, wow. That one really needs to be remade as well to have the same exact functionalities as the desktop application has as well. That's a standard. One of the first things that really struck me as far as the platform goes is that I'm a Remarkable 1 owner, and I was really looking forward to actually having two devices sharing the data, and one device is in one location, the other device on the other location, so that I can, for example, have, I don't know, Remarkable 1 in location A and I do my writing there. Let's say if I have a remote office there, and then I go back home and then I have Remarkable 2 sync and continue working. I do stuff in home, go back to office, it doesn't matter. Guess what? You can't do that because from the get-go, you're able to register only one device per Remarkable account. Now granted, you can switch every time from this one to that one, but you cannot have two devices sharing the same account at the same time. And I'm not talking about collaborative stuff. I'm not talking about two devices working on the same notebook at the same time or at the same document at the same time. Fine, just if it's open, the cloud says it's open and lock it. And then you can't open it here because it says the file is open on another device. Please close it out there first, or force close, or request close, or whatever. I mean, there's a gazillion ways to actually ping via the server and communicate with the other device, but we don't have any of those things. And the final thing that I think is a priority thing that also is necessary for the platform to be shaped up to be a complete platform is the ability to add factory support for third-party pens that have that button. So Lamy pen, Samsung pen, and other pens that actually have a button for the eraser, this device needs to be able to support them from the get-go. Now again, we do have fixes, third-party fixes and all that kind of stuff, but as I mentioned before, that's not something I'm interested in. It's certainly not something that I would be interested in a $650 package deal device. So yeah, this needs to be able to support and let you use your own pen, especially given the fact that the default pens are brittle, right? So if you're waiting for your replacement pen, that you can use another one, for example. Most of these things are so painfully easy to implement. So let's forget about server stuff, but let's focus on the local stuff, which is functionality of the notebooks, even the addition of just custom templates, ability to bookmark your documents and to have some notebook management with bookmarks or table of contents or something like that. That would improve the platform and usability of it so much that I really can't understand how can they possibly not see that. What possible thing can be in front of their eyes to block the view that this platform aches for these basic things, and then it would be such an amazing platform to actually use and to be a de facto notebook replacement tool. And if you add to the mix the ability to smooth out the jagged lines like an option, you can flip it on or off, well, then it would be a complete no-brainer in the market. If you need like a notebook replacement tool, you just get a Remarkable 2. But unfortunately, because of these things, that's not the case. It's completely artificially induced from their side. I've never seen behavior out of a company towards their product like this before, ever. Like, I really have no reference point where I can just point it same like they did it then. No. It's as if the Remarkable 2 goes home and says, "Please, sir, can I have some custom templates and a little bit more functionality?" And the company goes, "Ugh, I don't care about you. Go away, you know my baby." So I don't know. I'm confused. To be honest, I'm very confused with this situation because it just doesn't make any sense. I think the main source of confusion and why it doesn't make sense is complete and utter lack of communication from the company. That would have been a nice thing to actually hear something from them, address their product or the user base, but instead we got... Needless to say, I am not a happy puppy. Mainly because I care about this thing so much. If it sucked, if it didn't have potential or anything like that, then it's, as I said before, it's so much easier because you don't care about it. It's crap. Move on. There's so much other things to actually choose. But this is so close, but so far. And it's a story of so far what would have been and could have been. And I think that's the one that actually gets me a little emotionally riled up about this one. I still live in the hope that maybe, just maybe, they'll grow to love their baby number 2 and let it grow up a little bit so that it can walk on its own and show to the world what it's capable of, because right now it's stumbling and it needs the help of its parent, which is the Remarkable development team. And I hope they give it that. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know in your comments below, like, what do you think? What are the priority issues that you think that the tablet would need? Does it need any at all? Do you agree with these listed things or not? Because I think it's very important to actually have a place where we discuss these things. So so that people can see and find more information, and also maybe people from the Remarkable can actually have one place where all the stuff is listed and they can, kind of go through it and maybe address some of them. I'm hopelessly hopeful, I guess that would be the term. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and thank you for the support. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye!